Let's get another reading, this time using the Wildwood Tarot. Alright, starting with the Woodward. So this card is about inner strength and self-control. It's not strength that comes from being the loudest in the room, but the quiet kind that knows when to act and when to hold back. So in this story, it feels like you've been tested. You've had to hold steady and not let your emotions get the best of you. This card shows you've got the discipline to face something tough right now, even if it's been draining you. The next we see the Blasted Oak. So it's the Wildwood version of the Tower. It's a sudden change, a shake-up, the kind of thing that forces you out of old patterns. Together with the Woodward, it feels like your strength has been forged because life knocked the ground out from under you. You didn't get to stay in your comfort zone, and now you're being pushed to rebuild on stronger foundations. On the second row, we have the Eight of Stones, so skill. This is about learning, practice, and mastering your craft. It's a reminder that you're still building yourself back up after that shake-up, but you're not doing it blindly. You're putting in steady work. This card is saying trust the process. Every step you're taking now is adding to your experience, shaping you into someone who can handle more than you give yourself credit for. Next is the Five of Vessels, Ecstasy. This is a joyful card about finding moments of release and letting yourself feel alive again. It says you're not meant to stay stuck in heaviness forever. There's a need to reconnect with pleasure. It could be music, movement, or laughter, anything that reminds you of joy. In this story, it feels like life is telling you, yes, work and discipline matter, but don't lose sight of the things that make you feel like a human being. And then we see the Ten of Bows, responsibility. This is the weight that you've been carrying, the obligations that sometimes feel too heavy. It ties back to the Woodward, actually, because you've been strong because you've had to be. But this card is asking you to notice that weight, like, what weight is actually yours to carry and what might belong to someone else. You don't have to hold everything on your shoulders on your own. For the next steps, we've got the Page of Bows. The page is playful, curious, light on its feet. After all the weight and heaviness, this is your call to loosen up a little. Explore new opportunities, experiment, and let yourself follow your instincts again. This card reminds you that growth doesn't always come through pressure. Sometimes it comes through trying something new and unexpected. And then we have the number 21, the World Tree. This is completion, wholeness, and alignment. It says you're moving into a new chapter where things can come full circle, but only if you balance responsibility with curiosity. The World Tree is the big picture and reassurance that everything you've been through is leading somewhere meaningful. Finally, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Arrows, Injustice. This speaks to confusion and indecision, or the sense that something has been unfair. It's the undercurrent of your reading, so maybe you feel like you've been carrying weight that shouldn't have been yours, or you're not being seen for the work that you've done. This card doesn't deny that feeling, but it does say that part of your growth is now learning to move forward even when things don't feel fair. So overall, this reading is really about rebuilding after upheaval. You've been tested, you've been carrying a lot, but you're also learning new skills and being pushed to embrace joy again. The advice is to let yourself play, explore, and not get weighed down only by duty, because when you do, you'll step into that World Tree energy where things align and make more sense to you. If you'd like to book a reading on your next steps, you can find a link to my website in my profile.